Hello, my name is Dimitrakis Simona Mihaela. I'm in the fourth year at the Mijecel Naval Academy, specializing in navigation and transport. My experience as a cadet is still not very extensive, having been only one time on board for 4.5 months on a passenger ship. Today, for the Seamentors project, I will answer at 5 questions related to my opinion and experiences on board. The first question is, what has led you to this career path and what do you expect from this career in the future? I decided to activate in this career despite the fact that I don't have any member of my family who work in this field because I wanted a job with the help of which I can travel and I can meet people from different nationalities. In the future, my desire is to become a remarkable officer and a good team worker. The second question is, can you describe a typical day or week on board? Well, a typical day on board as a cadet started at different hours, depending on the arrival time. And being on a passenger ship, this happens almost every 2 days. So the day started either very early, like 3 or 4 in the morning, or at 8 when we had sea day. As a cadet, my daily work was divided into 4 hours on the bridge from 12 to 4, and 4 hours on the deck in the morning from 8 to 12 with the sailors, either painting, washing the deck, maintenance, checking equipment, and others. In general, we worked 8 hours, not including the time for the maneuver and other unplanned situations that can appear. In the evening, we could go to the bar or to the theater, the restaurant, or the swimming pool, being able to enjoy the passenger area to a certain level. The third question is, what professional accomplishment are you most proud of and how do you achieve it? On board, we usually had tests and trainings, both theoretical on the online platform and practical with the officers. A success of mine was to be able to carry out the communication part during the maneuver with the bridge, as there was also noise in the mooring station. At the beginning, I had to sit with the officers and write on my notebook the way it should be reported and what should be received either as an answer or as a question from those on the bridge. The next question is, do you think the mentor could be useful on board the ship? Can you give an example in support to this idea? While I was on board, I met 3 captains. I refer to them as possible mentors, having the most experience on board and the most respect held by everyone on the ship. Although they all had the same job, but only one left me impressed by the way he communicated with the crew and the attitude he had with us, a very kind and friendly one. He was always interested in the way we think about situation and he wanted each officer to get involved and experience as much as possible. Something that the others didn't show. They were much more interested in the work, not in the people they worked with. That's why, for me, I consider the last captain was a mentor and a leader, and the others were just good managers. The mentor is a very important pawn in professional training, being an ideal of what we want to reach in our careers. That person that when you think of, you say, that's how I want to be when I get there. And the last question is, there are gender issues in maritime industry. During the time I was on the ship, I had 2 more female officers, something quite common on passenger ships. But although women have begun to cover a good part of this sphere of work, discrimination is present even today. Many people still thinking that this is a man's world. But for the majority of women, this just makes us fight even harder for this position and to prove that professional achievement have nothing to do with gender. In the end, the experience on board is very different and depends on specific factors from gender to nationality to the type of ship you get to sail on. But what is obvious is that our goal is common, and the cadetship is also a difficult and a beautiful experience. That's why we must enjoy it exactly as it is, at least once, to see if it's what we want for our life or not. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.